our people, and we are stronger than ever. So let us keep the fire burning. Let us keep on moving. And I always say, please, let us all endeavor to show up at the convention coming up. Thank you all, and I read the mic here. Thank you, Mazifine, for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you. The first, what is wrong? The first, you're not coming out. What is wrong with your network? Can anyone hear the first? The first, go to...
No, we can't hear.
I'm not hearing him.
Let's go to Obi. Go back to Obi. Go back to Obi. You didn't receive the advice very well, please. Go back and receive the good advice and come back. Thank you so much, my brother Christopher, for that wonderful submission of yours. You know, when Mazi Simon Ekpa started, many people were crying. Many people, even the former president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, warned Nigerians that they should do everything they have to do to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because the next person in line by his name, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Remember that moment, Simon Ekpa have not started doing anything. But these people are people that see things in spirit, because these are demons. These are demonic forces that have been keeping Nigerian people impoverished. He foreseen that Simon Ekpa would be more dangerous than Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And he started early to raise the alarm. But guess what? The Fulani terrorist government of Nigeria is just like the Pharaoh of Egypt. He doesn't listen to advice until he see. We always want to. I want to see him for my eyes. Until the thing will start to happen in his eyes. That's the time he will not believe and say, "Oh, this thing these people are saying is true." I get it, and that is what is happening today. Had it been that Mazi Simon Ekpa is never in the picture, kaya. You that have ever protest Biafra, profess Biafra, and say, "Oh, I'm a Biafran, I'm IPOB, I'm this," guy, you will go into exile. You begin to bribe to see if you can smuggle yourself into Burkina Faso, into Niger, into Chad. You will prefer to live in the desert than to live in Biafra land, because the type of torture and trauma, the type of molestation that you will see, the type of caricature that they will use our leader to do to us. And even those that you think that they are working with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come up there and they will tell you, just keep quiet, keep quiet. If you say much now, they will kill our leader. Let's just disband the ESN. Let ESN, if you are in the forest, so you're on your own. No, if the Nigerian government get you, they will kill you. In fact, we have camp here. We have camp here. If they refuse to surrender their gun, go there. We know where the camp is. They will begin to tell Nigerian government where the camp is, and you will see how our people will be slaughtered. They will slaughter us more than they do 1967, 1970 would have been a child play to what would have been going through now. I'm telling you the truth. But for the fact that Mazi Simon Ekpa that have been prepared and fashioned by Elohim, pick up the mantle that have been dropped for him by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and stand firm on the gap. The battleground changed. That all the praises that they are those that have gone to their deity to do some sacrifice and all that. I see some kneeling there, some governors rejoicing that they have succeeded. But when Simon Ekpa began to dish out, open it page by page, all of them that was rejoicing then are crying now. They regretted all the investment that they made to extraordinary rendition Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, kidnap him into the country. They were all saying, had he been with them, we would have lived this one that is not a soldier, that doesn't have this heart, that his people, all these people that we have bought, that is surrounding him, will always sabotage whatever he wants to do. We would have lived him. By now, if he say he want to put 2 weeks state at home, these people will tell him that no, that the BIAFRANS will die. This will be a punishment on the BIAFRANS, and he will rescind. He will reconsider on what he want to do. But this one doesn't listen to anybody. What are we going to do? But you know what to do. Give him the arms he asks of, or you release Mazen and the Kano. That is the only chance you have. Thank you so much, my brother Christopher, for that wonderful submission of yours. We have our Mazugo in the house, and our own Awimbini, Diopara Biafra. You are welcome, my brother, into the conversation. Mazugo, if you're there, please can you unmute yourself? Booklet, my brother, you're welcome. Mazugo, my brother. You're welcome. Mouthpiece, I don't know what is happening with your mic.
Might be
Go ahead.
I greet every one of you.
University, I salute you.
Thank you all for standing in the gap. There's this song that says, "Don't let another wounded soldier to die." We must watch our brothers back, our sisters back. No shoot your brother from back, make you fall. No hit him for leg, make you fall. Be your brother's keeper. And I want us to remember that the Finland Convention is still coming. If you are still thinking, better make up your mind fast. So we move. The Finland Convention, na convention, no be referendum, na convention. In case of those that are still telling people that are confused that it's a convention or referendum, it's a convention. Convention on referendum. Another thing I want to say is that we should remember our warriors, our home in the bush. We should remember them anywhere they are. Some are hanging on the tree. Some are in the bushes, in the gutter, in the pit, all to our land. Save for us. The only way you will encourage them and help them is by doing your own contribution in any way you can. No matter how little, your contribution is well needed. Very, very needed now. We need them. So Saturday is another fundraising. We know already now that every weekend we do fundraising. So, and another thing is that you don't have to wait for that particular date to come before you do your fundraising. You can raise just the same way you feel like sipping a bottle of beer, you carry and sip and warm, or smoking a 2 sticks of cigarette, you do them. Just they put that money for us. Even if now $5 every week, every day, anyhow, do them. God will bless you. Now our land with the fight for. Now we're done. So I just want to talk small for this waiting be name again. Our people. You see, when you see people, all these people, wait till they praise you, make you fear them. Fear them. I surprised when our PM released the audio of the so-called Okoli or Keke, I don't forget it himself. And the thing be say, when you go carry the picture of that man, look up, he resemble Okoli, true, or Konkwa, no, anyone where you call him, now he resemble, true, looking head. When the call start, go back and listen. Hey, my leader, my leader. That was the greeting, the first greeting. My leader. And if you know, you hear that my leader, you say, hey, this one is number one obedient servant. That is the same thing that Mazen Nandekano is suffering today when me and you stay here. All those people before Mazen Nandekano go mad, watching the hey, instead anything go happen to you, I die. My family die. Hey, I go protect you, defend you, fight for you with all my life. Where are they today? Where are they today? I tell you now, one of them in America that was calling me, advising me to stay away from Simon Ekpa about 2 years ago, is today obedient. His picture was there. He was boldly, proudly obedient. Now so it be. So why are they talk this and that? Because of this man now, a Nigerian agent in the name of BIAFRAN fighter or freedom fighter or restoration under the name I Obey, I Love Simon Ekpa. Everything where they glitter no be gold. Who know how much since he did Finland? Maybe if you see our prime minister, he go even bow down, glitter. He go lick his shoe, but he dey target something. But the one thing where they sweet me for Bele, we say, Sheikh, ever since Mazi Simon Ekpa mounted the spokesperson seat, PM seat, all these people where they come to blackmail, to scatter, to destroy, to pull down, all of them, no one have ever succeeded. They fail, and they are always being exposed. They always get exposed by our PM. So anything where you go do to support them, support our PM. Sometimes you think say, nah, when we talk support him, you think say, nah, because we love. No, not because we love him, because he's doing the right thing. You might not like him even, not to talk of love. Maybe you don't like him, but support him for doing what you need. You hear the question he was asking the man. You are supporting those political criminals that are burning people's houses, killing innocent people. Did you watch? There was one video I saw on Twitter. A baby maybe about 3 years or 4, butchered, and because somebody is rich and wealthy, your family is somewhere in Finland, your family is somewhere in America, in Russia, in UK, in EU. It's not your business now. But they kill them. They are not human beings. Allow the poor to breathe. Say say oh, rubbish, nonsense. Allow the poor to breathe. Have you seen that useless criminal in the name of Senate president? You don't see in convoy, but you don't see in convoy. American president, you never get that kind of convoy. Only in Nigeria. Allow the poor to breathe. So when our PM was talking to that man, if you listen to the conversation, you will find out that the man, guilt, the spirit of guilt, hold him, shame him, seal him out, you know, if he talk. Because when you confront somebody with truth, a criminal, if you confront them with the truth, the reaction go tell you, say, this one is guilty. So that man is true agent of one Nigeria, agent of Iweanyanwu, agent of the criminals trying to kill and blackmail our people. And the question that touched me, our PM asked him, do you think this Biafra is all about money? And you are not thinking of those over 3 million children that died. Women are not included, men are not included. You are not thinking about all these people that are being murdered on daily basis. Those are police, you go their house, collect them, they no go ever come back for no reason, just because they are young men found to be Biafrans. They did nothing. I know they talk of those 28 able-bodied men that were murdered in cold blood in the name that they want to bring down Mazenand Kanu. Have you thought of those people? Have you thought of their wives? Have you thought of their children? And you are still looking for who is angry and who is peaceful, who is happy and who is angry. Tomorrow morning now, if you just put yourself in the shoe that Nigeria police and army murdered your father, killed your father, even slaughtered him, threw his body into river. or into bush, you see, you grow up with that thing in your brain. How you go to see police? How you go to see Nigeria? How you go to see the politicians who sponsor them to go and do it? When you see them, you go to laugh with them back. The only way to restore peace and joy to those that have died and those that are victims of these politicians and the wicked men and women in Biafra land is by bringing Biafra. To appease the blood of all these innocent children, crying without being consoled, and you cannot console them. The only thing you can do for them is to bring Biafra. I will hang up here, but I want to tell us the truth is that if we do not get this Biafra, we are all gone. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, my brother, for that wonderful submission. The only thing that you will do for those people that submitted their life willingly, that we may be alive today, is to get Biafra. Many of them, their last wish is, get me Biafra. That was their last wish. So for us to appease them, it's not giving them a befitting burial in Nigeria. It's not killing cows for them. It's not remembering them every 30th of May without Biafra. Without Biafra, you have not really appeased them. The only way to appease them is to get Biafra for them. Thank you so much, Emma, as you go for that wonderful submission, because that is the only way to go. Just like our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has given Nigeria the way to stop the agitation, the way to now, we are now in liberation, we are no more in agitation. The only way to stop Mazen Simon Ekpa is to buy him the arms and ammunition that he requested for. That is the only way you can stop him, or you free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. These two things is the alternative that you have, and we are here to advise you. Release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. We are helping you. We are supporting your agenda. Release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. You will see that you will be a winner. By then you will silence Mazen Simon Ekpa. Mazen Simon Ekpa will no longer be a disturbance, imposing sit at home upon sit at home on you. Then this man that you love so much, that you are putting AC in his prison, in his detention room, will now come out and begin to do it the way you think that you wanted it to go. So help you God. Thank you so much, my brother Maz Hugo. And Awumbini, our own Awumbini, if you're there, can you unmute yourself? The first, I don't know. The first, can you see what I said for you now? Or are you not there at all? Go ahead, Awumbini.
Thank you. Thank you, my great people, men and women of Biafra land, those that are leaving all the jobs that you're supposed to do to feed your families, coming out here to propagate the gospel of freedom of the Biafran people. I say, may God continue to bless all of you in the name of Chukwu Kikabiama. I don't know if you people are hearing me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. Look, when I listened to the phone conversation with that saboteur, I wanted Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of Biafran government in exile, to give him some time to come out so that we will know who that man is. But in his wisdom, he didn't allow him to speak what he wanted to speak. And I congratulate Simon Ekpa for doing that. My people, just like the way we had our late elder statesman, Nnamdi Azikiwe, who stood against Ojukwu, that wrote in a paper in one of the dailies at the time, warning France not to support Ojukwu. The same way and call them rebels. We had people like Asika also, who stood in the United Kingdom in a press conference to say that Nigeria did not commit genocide against the Biafran people. Men and women that was senselessly slaughtered because they were defending themselves. They refused to be killed. That same spirit is what has occupied the mind of most of them. One of them is that man that spoke with Mazi Simon Ekpa. We have them around, and they will never go away. Even if Biafra come, my people, I assure you that these people will not go away. But we will contend them. They will have us to contend with. Do not lose hope, my people. I am your Diakwara, who is not a full-blooded Biafran. And if I will continue to do and stand by all of you the way God has given me the strength to do, to use my mouth to speak the way I am speaking, it is a blessing to all of us and those that have gone beyond because they stood to defend themselves, their family, their families, and Biafra land. I ask you all, nobody is going to get us Biafra apart from us. And that is why God knows the reason why he created you, me, and the rest of us that are genuinely fighting for this, the restoration of Biafra and the liberation of Biafra. We will never miss it this time by the special grace of God. The panacea to the pains our people have gone through, even those that are below 4 feet today. Over 3 million people that was killed. I saw it when I was in BRGIE school, the Nigerian Army School of Infantry. What I saw there made me to weep. What I saw in BRGIE made me to weep about the ordeal our people went through that time. They thought that by kidnapping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that Biafra will go just like the way of Wazirike and Co. I still refer us to what Iginla said, that when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that little puppy, saw the kind of wild animals that were following him, he began to grow into developing the features of a wild animal. Keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in prison will never stop us from fighting for the liberation of our people. My mother's ancestral land must be liberated, and Biafra must be restored, because it was a country that was there before I was born. I grew up to learn the history of what went through at that time. And I cried for my people. I weep for them. I wept for them. We will continue to do what is necessary. We will support the ESN. We will support Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic in exile. We must support the Umadhas. We must support the media warriors. Wherever you see them talking, propagating the gospel of this freedom, don't shy from supporting them or going there to donate your 3 pence. That is what we owe. And by doing that, we are increasing the scope of those that will listen to us and hear us and begin to do something about our freedom. I thank you all, and I bless the day I became one of you. And I bless the mother that gave birth to me to stand here today to speak on behalf of my people. I say, do not relent. The tax is a big one. It's a very serious one, and we are fighting a great enemy. But there is no enemy that is going to confront us that is bigger than our Chukwu Kikabiama. God has a reason for bringing us today and to begin to do what we are doing. I say, Chineke Gozunu, Chukwu Kikabiama baunu ume. Let God blind the eyes of our enemies within and outside. But bear in mind that the saboteurs that are within us will never go away. And we are in the majority. And we must contend them. As long as Chukwu Kikabiama is with us and this struggle for the restoration of our people. Thank you, my great Namoches and Inemoches. Those from the riverine areas that are with us today, those in the hinterland, in the diaspora, I say may God continue to bless all of you as we forge ahead in the restoration of Biafra. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Awambini, for that wonderful submission of yours. Thank you. The tears that is in our eyes, the tears of those that have given in, the tears of those that have sacrificed their life, all these tears will be wiped off at the restoration of Biafra. It will be turned to the tears of joy and no more tears of lamentation and weeping, but tears of joy when we remember the things that what we have undergo to get to where we are. It will be a tears of joy. And that is where we are getting to, and that is what it will remain, both now and forever. Ise, thank you so much, my brother. Justice, you're welcome. Paul Lezema, you're welcome. Snow, you're welcome. We have 20 minutes more to go. We want this broadcast to be as short as possible so people can access it easily. We don't want it to be so too lengthy, not to be, when you see it, you will say, this one is 10 hours, this one is 8 hours. Want it to be as short as possible. We are here now for 2 hours, so that it will be more accessible to people to listen to. So please, say Justice, unmute yourself. After you, our brother Paul Ezema will come.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you, my brother Ifanye. Thank you, everyone on the space. And sometimes when we come like this, it becomes so emotional when you listen to the predicament of Biafrans. But there's one hope we have, that at the end of the day, Biafra will come. Because our ear is on the ground and our eye is on the ball. And there's something our leader, MNK, said. He said, if Nigeria don't let Biafra go, that he will destroy, God will destroy Nigeria to the point it will not be in any history, self, that something like Nigeria existed. Just look around. Have you been to their spaces? Have you listened to them? I call it lamentation. Everybody keep lamenting. But even if in this whole predicament, does he make Biafrans weak? No, he keep us strong. Because, they are so afraid of truth. But at the end of the day, truth will always win. When I listen to our people, I keep asking them, what do you gain by want to be with people who don't want to be with you? Why do you want to force yourself to things that people that they don't want you? They have shown you that they hate you, and they want to leave your children with somebody. It's like your neighbor that hates you, and you want to let your 3-month-old child in his care and go to the market. Don't you think that something is wrong with you Like me leaving my child with somebody that I know that hates me and go to the market. It's like that is what some of these elders are doing. You know, like leaving our children and die in Nigeria. I say, God forbid that we should die and leave our children with Nigerian government, where they're not going to inspire anymore. You see Emefele today. He served Nigeria. What is his position? You see Rocha Sokorocha. He served Nigeria. What is the... How many are we going to count? So any of our children, they always bring them up to destroy them. That would be the... Even these ones they are doing now is a child's play. Time will come, they will always put them where... You know, you go and check, they always make us our spokesperson. Because when they commit all their evil, they want our own people to be the one to say, so that tomorrow they will reference you that, is it not your brother that break the news? That's what they are doing. But anyway, I thank each and every one of us who have stand strong in this struggle. And I keep standing strong because it's not an easy thing. I can tell you, I don't envy the position of the Prime Minister. I don't envy it because his own attack, even our leader MMK, have few attacks. At least we know that Nigeria was attacking him. We know some political leaders are attacking him. But this time around, you can see that PM even have been attacked by people that follow us to say, holy, 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 Nandekalo is another savior. Yeah, Biafra or death. The same people that open their mouth and say Biafra or death are also turning around to attack our struggle. That shows you that you can't envy that position. But coming to the only way to negotiate, I think they know that at this time it's hard to negotiate. But one thing I feel that some of these our political leaders know that the end road is coming. But their problem is what is going to be their fate with people you have offended. Because like our brother said, when our PM was talking to that man, I nearly failed to cry when he said, do you think it's all about... Can you hear me? I got a phone call. Can you hear me?
Go ahead. We can hear you. Round off.
Because when he said, do you think this thing is all about money? That how about the people that have died? Do you know that this struggle have taken many lives? That alone should be our strength to fight for this Biafra. And finally, to end, Biafra is the only thing that we need. In 2 weeks, 2 weeks ago now, two of my good friends who more can laugh at me when I left Nigeria in 2016. You know, when we say we left Nigeria, we escape. Anybody living in Nigeria now, you are on an escaping route. So when I escaped Nigeria in 2016, they were laughing at me. They were making jest of me. They used me to drink in their beer parlors and said, hey, this one have finished. With all the money they have made, these people are people that have made money. I can't believe that last 2 weeks, one moved to Canada and the other one moved to UK. And when I got the news, I say it's a lie. The person that called me and said, do you know that the social person have moved to UK and the other one have moved to Canada? I say it's a lie. I say, give me his number. He gave me his number. When I make the contact, I called him, what happened? He said, I'm worried that now there's fire on the mountain. Now, John, what happened? Because these are people, what I'm expecting for them to do is to go to their village, build a very big house with swimming pool, table tennis, a football court, make it a recreational park. They have the money. They can do it. But they are running away from Nigeria. And did you know what I told him? I told you that the only thing that can save you from running away is Biafra. And he said, forget about this, your Biafra. We are causing insecurity in the East, and you are talking about Biafra. I said, today, why are you running? You didn't live in the East. You are living in Lagos. So now you are running away. This is the fate of all of us if we don't get Biafra. That is why I told him it's not about money. You have the money, but are you in Nigeria? No. It's not about money. When you people try to use economy to tell us if Nigeria is working, we will be fighting for Biafra. And I will tell you, no. We will fight for Biafra, even though Nigeria paint the whole East with gold. We have to fight for Biafra. That's the only way we can stay there and live there. Have you asked yourself? I told him that, don't you know it's a curse? With all the big houses you people build in your villages, you cannot live in it. The blood of our 3 million children are still saying, give us Biafra for you to live in this house. If you don't get us Biafra, this house will be empty. And you know how empty house look like. Whenever you want to go there and spend 1 week, you will put more money in it to make it be a place to live. But when you are living in a house, to repair it is not that often. So I told him. So I want everybody to understand that Biafra is what we need to appease the blood of those children and those people that are still dying, so that we can live in those big houses we build in the East. Go and look at the big houses they build in the East, and nobody is living there. Is it not a curse? So I want everybody to understand, either we get this Biafra or those houses are going to wallow like that. And maybe when we die, the Fulanis will come and take it over. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my brother. I think it's Justice, my brother Justice. You're welcome. Thank you so much for that wonderful submission of yours. Thank you, thank you. Please, I want to ask, Justice, is it that same Justice that I used to know, or is this another? Because your voice is like the Justice I used to know. You changed your profile picture, right?
The same.
Okay, the same Justice, right?
This is Odogu now.
Okay,
This is Odogu.
Yes.
You know, to my brother, it's okay. Marpis, please, you're welcome. You have the mic.
Thank you, my brother. Oh my goodness. I tried everything. I'm still busy, but I said when I heard you say 20 more minutes, I said no. I must say something. I must say something before they close. You know, because place quite a lot. I don't know.
Define, please, amongst yourself, please.
Sorry, I'm at the bedroom. Sorry.
Before they say something, then I'm talking. Oh, okay. Okay. So I hope everyone is hearing me. Hello?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. We're hearing you. Go ahead.
Okay. So our people don't know that it takes a lot to host a space. People don't know it. They think it's not just come to talk or just to come and listen. There's a lot that goes into hosting a space. So I can tell you. Anyways, coming to the only way to negotiate, which is the topic of today, about our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. You know, what our people don't know is that, especially these people we are dealing with, you already know that if you release this man, everything will stop. But yet you don't want to release him and you want to negotiate. How do you negotiate? The only thing that everyone is telling you, all Biafrans are telling you, that if you do not release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, our leader, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, the Ohamadike one of Biafra land, that if the moment you release him, everything stops, and then you will see the ferocious our prime minister is giving the zoo. It will stop. And still, they keep on coming to negotiate. What are you negotiating? What are you negotiating? Does these people have cowhead that their cowhead doesn't allow them to reason at all? What are you negotiating? Which means you never wanted to release this man. You are doing everything. You have given money to even the family. The family. Who think that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is only their own? They forgot that he is the leader of the indigenous people. that it is not a family, that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and Biafra Freedom is not a family business. So all these people going up and down trying to negotiate with our prime minister to stop whatever that we are doing to free ourselves. Anyway, I know a farmer, they know that they're just pouring water on a stone, because that man, our prime minister, the master strategist. He is the master strategist. I doff my cap, salute him every day, and I keep praying for him. The gods of Biafra are with him 247. And he is doing everything the gods of Biafra are telling him to do. So they are just wasting their time. They know what he said. They know what he said he wants, and they should do it. I yield my mic. Thank you, my brothers and sisters here. God bless you plenty for what you do. Thank you. My brother Ifani, where's first? He has disappeared. I see my sister Gloria, I see Emeka, I see Justice and Fairness, I see Mr. Snow, I see all of you. Ugochukwu, in fact, please, all of you, anyone I didn't call, please, I salute all of you. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my sister, Mother Biafra. My peace, I salute your doggedness, I salute your strength. I salute everything you guys do. You guys make us proud. Thank you for coming, and thank you for the line of thought, for the submissions that you made. Our PM is the game changer. He's not just the game changer. He's the reason of Didwa Kanono today. He followed the line that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has laid for him. And he's following it assiduously, not missing one bullet, not like shooting all over the place where the enemies are not. You know, when you have a very useless commander, that is afraid, there are commanders that are afraid. They will lead troop to the battlefront, and they will hear a bird fly. He will command, out of fear, he will command the troop. Oh yeah, shoot. They will start shooting amaze, and by the time they are shooting, the sound of the arms and ammunition that they shoot out will be signaling the enemy on the location where they are, and to capture them will be made more easier. But our PM is not shooting anywhere he hears a sound. He shoots on the target. Every bullet does not waste. One bullet does not waste. One bullet to one target. That is how he shoots. He's a good sniper, and is making good use of it in this struggle. Thank you so much, Mother Biafra, for that wonderful submission. On this note, I call on our brother, Mr. Snow. You are welcome here in our midst, my brother. Please unmute yourself and give the zoological republic. Okay, Paul Ezema. You
Paul,
have
my
Mr.
brother,
Snow.
go ahead.
Okay, go ahead,
Paul.
Paul. Go ahead.
Thank you very
After
much.
you, Mr. Snow, we take it on. Thank you so much, my brother Paul. You're welcome.
I'm going to make it very brief. What protocol observed? I greet everybody. You see, the only way to negotiate is just very simple. His only way to negotiation is to Kano. Because these people, they brought to Kano, they brought military to kill our people. They doesn't look back. Only negotiation is into Kano. That's the only negotiation to me. When it gets to your turn, you collect the sound of freedom. That's the only way out. That's the only way for them to stop bringing military in our land. That's the only solution, because all these men are evil. All of them are all stooges. They don't care. All they care is all about their pocket. They don't care if our people are dying or not. That's why they are bringing military. Our leader is there. Instead of them to talk about how to set him free, they are coming to negotiate with our PM, which is Azwonoka. Our PM doesn't care. He's not a push around somebody. You can just say, okay, let me go through the back door. He never give a damn. Anything you want, he give it to you face to face. He pleaded with these evil people to stop doing what they are doing. They refuse. They think he's a pusher and they can just push him, you know, the way they kidnap our leader with a criminal POS. But he showed them that he's Ikpoke. The only way, and the sound of freedom, that's the only language these people understand, because they are stooges. They are not doing this thing on their own. Somebody is detailing them, controlling them on what to do. The position they are in our place, they were being appointed and they were being remotely controlled. The only way out of this nonsense, out of this mess, is it Dragonano. That's the only way out. I just leave it here because of your time. I thank everybody. Just remember to go to www.ipobeusa.org/donate to pay your tithe and offering, because our Biafran Liberation Army and ESN, they are doing wonderfully well. That's the reason why we are not in a IDP camp, a refugee camp, nicknamed IDP camp to deceive the world. I leave it here for us to talk because of the time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother Paul Ezema. Thank you so much for always being on point. Thank you, my brother. IDP camp will never be known or seen in Biafra territory. That is why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has did what he did. He did what he did to safeguard our land. ESN is there. Simon Ekpa is doing what he's doing so that this will never be heard in our land. And the IDP will never be seen anywhere near Biafra territory. Thank you, my brother Paul, for that wonderful submission of yours. My brother, Mr. Snow, please come to the mic. First, are they allowing you now with the mic?
Yes. I mean, it's on and off, man. It is on and off. We got Gaddafi in the house. Gaddafi, you're welcome.
The Gaddafi, the number
Probably.
one Gaddafi of Biafra. You're welcome,
Yeah,
Gaddafi. Mr. Snow, if you receiving advice.
Is he getting pawpaw? Is Gaddafi getting pawpaw, or is it
You will go and ask him that one. You will go and ask him that, because we don't sell pawpaw here. You go and ask him that one. Mr. Snow, please, can you unmute yourself? And
Yes,
we have limited time, my brother. Please, just make it like 3 minutes.
trust me. I'll make it very brief.
Oh no, go ahead.
All right, Biafrans, I greet you all. Because of lack of time, I will go straight to my submission today. And I'm going straight to the topic. The topic says the only way to negotiate or to stop the PM. Now, my submission is going to come in a twisted way. And I beg everybody to please understand why it is twisted, or why I have to say it the way I have to say it. When the PM said we need all these things that were listed, the anti-aircraft, the tanks, and all of that, and the birds, the PM is literally telling us Biafrans that if we provide this, here is Biafra, and he's going to give it to us. You know, let's not just look at the message like he's telling Nigeria to provide this. We know that Nigeria will never provide anything like this. Nigeria will never go into a challenge with any of our leaders. Our Onyendu told them, let Jubri, let them prove that Jubri is Buhari and he will stop everything, and they did not. That is even an easier thing for them to do. So when our PM says things about these equipments, it is for us Biafrans to understand that these things that he has mentioned, as few as they are, if he lays his hands on this, he will get us Biafra. He will take us into that kingdom that we are all anticipating to get into. So I plead with every Biafran. These things are not cheap. And in as much as they are not cheap, Igwe BK, you know? So I beg every Biafran to make sure that you log in on your BLT, a responsibility that every Biafran must uphold. Go in and queue in with your BLT. your $5 if you don't have much, your $10, your $20, your $50, as much as your weight can carry you. But we all need to queue in on BLT. We need 2 million Biafrans to start paying these every week. I don't make every month, though. I'm saying every week because Egwa, I tell you, and just as we need Biafra today and tomorrow, we all need to queue in on BLT, pay our taxes, and give the government the artilleries that they need to get us what we want. We want government of the people. We want the government of Biafra to respect the people. We want the government of Biafra to give the people all their requests. We want to be able to control our government. So in order for us to be able to do that, we have to support this government. And how are we going to do it? The best way we're going to do it is to make sure that we contribute. We do our due diligence in contribution. If we do not do this, Biafra will be very, very far away from us. We will just keep fighting and fighting and fighting. So, ndị na-join Berai on BLT, ndị na-do their extra 1 hour shift every day to be able to go and do donations. Because your donation is different. Your donation is your strength. In here, support to Biafra. But when it comes to BLT, it is a must. It is a must that you participate in your liberation tax. If you pay taxes in the countries where you are, you should pay taxes in Biafra. You should pay taxes, a liberation tax to redeem our nation. You know? Because of lack of time, I'm just going to stop it here. But what the PM is telling us is that he needs these things. Don't look at it like he's talking to Nigeria. Nigeria will never. They don't listen to anything. Obasanjo told them to avoid Simon Ekpa. Their own Minister of Information told them that this one is a different kind of breed. But they didn't listen. So there's no way they're going to listen to any of these things now. So my brothers and my sisters, let us give our elderly people a break by going in, convincing your friends. Yesterday, I was in a business of marketing. Go for onye ịkpọta onye ọzọ ịkpọta onye ọzọ ịkpọta onye ọzọ ofu onye kpọta mmadụ ise onye isi mmadụ ise kpọta mmadụ ise. Before we know what is going on, we're going to have exactly what we need, and the Biafra that we are looking for will be here in our own doorsteps. Dalon and Debai.
Dalon one Mr. Snow. I'm on a business of bring two people. Bring two people, and that two people will bring another two people, and another two people will bring another two people, and the work will be done. Thank you, Mr. Snow, for that wonderful suggestions and the narrative that you used on the topic is an eye-opener. That Simon Ekpa is actually talking to Biafrans and not actually to those that are looking for a way to negotiate with him. Now what he's telling the Biafrans is, give me all these things and you'll see Biafra on your doorstep. And we Biafrans, are we going to back down? The answer is no. We will do everything that it takes. The people, our fathers in 1967, 1970 paid with their blood. But we, their children, are not going to pay with our blood. We will pay with what we have. We will pay with the things we lay our hands to do. That is what we are going to pay, because they already paid with their blood, that we will not pay with our blood to bring Biafra to existence. So thank you, my brother, Mr. Snow. That's a very wonderful one there. Thank you. Thank you once again. Mazi Gaddafi, if you're there, if you're not receiving advice, please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Mazi Ifeanyi. Thank you, the first Mazi Ugochukwu, Paul, mouthpiece, the mouthpiece of the gods, Chooks, Christian, Booklet, Triple M, Emeka, hey, the Biafran Queen. I see you. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. The general is in this building. Please, we should send Mike to her. This is the chief of staff of the Biafra government. I cite the chief of staff herself. She is in the building.
I have just done that. Ngozi Orogo, our own chief of staff, you are welcome in the building. I can't cite her anymore. Okay, I've
Please
seen her. Please,
send
Ngozi
her this.
Orogo, I'm sending the mic to you. We are honored to have you today in
Wow.
our space. You're welcome. You're welcome, my sister. You're welcome. It's a pleasure to meet you.
It is a privilege out of our busy schedules. She decided to pay us visit, to pay a solidarity visit to this our generals in this space. Is not easy. It's not easy. Jesus said, I decree that he may increase. I sublet my time to our chief of staff herself. Let us speak.
Is that the Baptist, not Jesus?
I
You
decree.
know, Gaddafi know the good church.
I always wondered how he is quoting Bible.
Don't worry. My boss is in the building. Then after, I will take off the mic again. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Our chief of staff, you have the mic, Madam Ngozi Orabueze.
Okay. Good everyone. Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Loud
We
and
can
clear.
hear you.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity to be with you. I appreciate what each and every one of you is doing to make sure we restore Biafra. Gaddafi, thank you so much. Thank you, the organizers of this wonderful platform. We must continue to do things like this to bring awareness to the whole world, to know this is time for Biafra to move. The time is right. There's no better time than this time. I listen to everybody. Again, I am very, very happy for all the congratulatory messages from BIAFRANS, and I am very, very honored to be in this position as the Chief of Staff for Biafra Government in Exile. Again, my name is Dr. Ngozi Orobueze. I want to use this opportunity to let us know that we've suffered enough. We've been killed enough. And we cannot continue to fold our hands while the rehabilitated and reintegrated terrorists come into our territory to kill us. T.Y. Danjuma has told us we have to equip ourselves. If we know where these terrorists, what they get, how they are getting it, where they are getting it, we have to go get our own. Because the people we are dealing with are people that do not understand civility. Anybody in Nigeria today that thinks that by negotiating, by talking with these Fulanese or Nigerian leaders or politicians, that by talking with them, anything good is going to come out from that, then that person is lost. That's just the word I'm going to use. The person is lost. Because how long have they been killing us? How long have they been invading our territory? How long have they been invading our farms, killing our men and women, killing our youths, taking over our farms? How long are we going to fold our hands, taking over our resources, exporting it abroad, exporting our resources abroad, while our citizens die in squalor, while they live in poverty? How long are we going to continue to allow these criminal politicians that collaborate with these terrorists to invade our territories and take over our territories? How long are we going to fold our hands and allow that to continue? I think the time is ripe right now. It has been said by ex-military men, our leader Nnamdi Kanu is languishing in jail. How many Nigerian well-constituted court of authorities have told the Nigerian leadership to leave this guy, let him go? Up to 2-3 well-constituted courts in Nigeria have said, let this guy go, because there's no premise, there's no basis to even do the trial. You cannot go and kidnap somebody from another country without going through the normal procedures, the normal protocols, and you just bundle that person into the country and you want to go through a civil process, which is the court of law. Based on that and other things, they say, release this guy. Even the United Nations, the special committee, have said releasing Nnamdi Kanu. But what did they do? Are they going to release him? No. So whoever is talking about trying to negotiate or talk with Nigeria at this point, then that person doesn't know what is going on. All I have to say is we must continue. We are no longer folding our hands while the terrorists come and kill us. We are going to equip ourselves to the teeth. When they come to kill us, we are going to kill them first. They need to leave our land. It is our land. You cannot go into somebody's house, take over the person's house, and then expect the person to just keep quiet. They come into our land, we must fight. They have to leave. And when they come to kill us, we will kill them. That is the angle where we are at this time. We must continue. And there's no going back. Almost all Nigerians from the east, west, north, and south, most of them are tired. They've been pushed to the wall. And we cannot continue to do this. And to push, raise money, to buy the resources we need to equip our men on ground. I don't want to take anybody's time, but I'm very, very happy to be in this forum, just to listen to what everybody's saying. And I will encourage us to just continue to do what we're doing. We thank God for our PM, Simon Ekpa, who has been leading us in this struggle in the right way. And we thank God for his life. Thank God we don't have somebody that is going to move or shake or be bought over. That is the major thing. Some of the people that have been in this struggle before, they can be bought over. When they flash 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion naira in their face, they just abandon everything. How long are you going to be bought over? Meanwhile, the freedom of you, the freedom of your children, your grandchildren is being mortgaged by naira. So I thank all of us. I don't want to talk too much, but we will continue to push. We will continue. There's no going back. Either they give us what we want, which is releasing Nnamdi Kanu, call for referendum, so that we can peacefully start building our different regions. But if they say they must force all of us to be in one place, in one umbrella, then that house, this house called Nigeria, is not going to contain all of us. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, our own Wada. Thank you so much. I love it whenever you guys speak. There's something I want to say on this place today. After hearing our Chief of Staff speak, I want to say on this place, if not for the prophecy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if not for the prophecy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that prepared our mind to what is to come, when he was asking Elohim, I need just 100 men, I would have asked, where are all these men and women made of steel? Because whenever all these people that were elected into the Biafra Republic government in as I speak, you'll see hope. You will see strength and doggedness. You will see men and women that know where they are going and know what they are doing. Not those people, those criminals that come around because the useful are not available. Then the available become useful, which are criminals that made themselves available. When the available ones that are around now, when the useful ones that are around now, we are not available then. I salute you guys so much. I salute you, our own chief of staff, and all the cabinet members, because you guys come at the right time. Elohim said, when the time comes, that's why I'm not going to be angry with anybody. But if not because of that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu message, my brother, my sister, I will be angry with everybody. Because we needed this type of set of people when this struggle started. By now we'll be in Biafra. What we'll be talking about now is who is contesting for the prime minister, who is contesting, how are we going to compete, what are we building, are we building skyscrapers, are we building rockets, where do we want to go, do we want to travel to the moon, do we want to travel to all these places? But these criminals keep on drawing us back until we get ourselves to where we are today. But thanks to Elohim, who brought you people to this particular project. If not, we would have been as good as dead men walking. Thank you so much, my sister. Thank you for all that you guys do. I appreciate.
Welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Gaddafi, if you are still there, you're not receiving advice, again, you have mic.
My boss, the chief of staff of Biafra government. I salute you. You know, you are like a free station. Whenever you speak, I get more forward. That's why when you see me talking, I'm talking as if the whole world is on my shoulder. Because I know when I look my back, I see the kind of backup we have. So our chief of staff, thank you for coming. If you see, that is why we used to say,
you're welcome.
Yeah, we used to say in anything you do, you should be careful what you do in public because you never know who is watching you. You see, our chief of staff was here listening. Some of us did not know that she was in our midst. So that is it. So in anything we do, Biafra first. Thank you. So like she had just said, we are not backing out. We are not negotiating. We don't negotiate with terrorists. Nigerian government is terrorists. That's what I always said. Biafran government does not negotiate with terrorists because we can never negotiate with them. We can never. And when we talk about changing our mind, those things is not in our dictionary. Like I used to tell people, I say, when you call our prime minister, you say, please, I encourage you to keeping. I say, don't even go there. Because stepping back is not in his dictionary. He doesn't even need anybody's encouragement for him to do what he has chosen to do. Because I know he is the man that I've been choosing for a time like this. And also, the people that were before us used almost 15 years. They were just like a political party. PDP shared the money. You can see when Chike came one day and said they spent $11 million just to make sure that our people that are in detention are being set free. I can tell you a lot of prisons that I get people call me from. There's one particular prison that our people, our youths that are there, they are up to 3,000 youths that are in prison. I'm not talking about the ones in Ebonyi State. I'm not talking about the one in Ikulobia, that area. There's a lot. Our people languishing in prison. What about the ones in Abia, the ones in Imo? If I tell you our youths that are in prison, they are more than 10,000. These are able-bodied Biafran soldiers that are supposed to fight for us. But nevertheless, we will defend our land. For sure, we are going to defend this our land. Like we always said, that is why we always encourage you. And I love what our PM said. Here in South Korea, there are a lot of people who are citizens of South Korea, but they are here with a resident permit. You know why? When they were fighting, as we are fighting today, some of them went to relax in a comfort zone. Some of them had their money, they never bring it out. But today, before everybody, today they are living as a stranger in their own land. So if we adopt that, I will love it more. I will love it more. They have built their land. They have made sure that their country is the best today. That is why, as a stranger, even if you just say you want to marry a Korean woman, you have to pay something like $10,000 to $15,000 to the girl's account. It is their law, because they don't want their people to go through anything pain, because they suffered a lot. You understand? So in Biafra, we are not going to step back. Please, those that have their money, we don't need to be begging you. That is why, like the Bible says, in the days of their power, the people shall be willing. And this is the days of the power of the Most High. And I want everybody to be willing. We are not going to force you, but we are going to tell you the simple truth. The simple truth is that you should come out en masse to support our Prime Minister and his cabinet. As you can see, it has, those days they used to address us as miscreants. But today, go to Biafra Republic Government in Exile website. You can see the kind of class of people that are working with our Prime Minister. And that is, you see, there is a lot of achievements that they are making, a lot of progress that they are making. Because it's no longer those days they address us as miscreants. Today, there is nothing you, in fact, the squad that is inside Biafran Government in Exile are more standard than the people that are ruling the zoo. This zoo evil forest, we will never be part to any evil forest, because Nigeria is evil forest. If animal did not kill you, spirit will kill you. That is one thing in Nigeria. Nigeria is a miracle ground that whenever you sleep and wake up, you praise your God, because it's not easy to live in Nigeria and see the next day. The government does not take care of their people. In fact, that place is supposed to be melt as I'm going to melt it. So, bring out whatever you have, like Ugochukwu said, or Mr. Snow, he said, bring 2 persons. You know, they say big fish should bring big firewood. Talk to your friends, talk to your loved ones, and make sure that you contribute to your quota. You make sure if you're not there, send your money. Remember, our people has volunteered. Most of us are using their life to stake for what we are doing. So if you cannot go there, if you cannot send your life, please send your money. And let me tell you something. People volunteer to offer their life. People volunteer to offer their life. And we are asking you to just send your money to support what we are doing. Send in your money. Make sure you pay the BLT tax. Make sure you do your donations to support what we are doing. But let me tell you, in whichever way, God will send the helping hand to Biafran people. And I'm double sure of that. So whether you send, you didn't send, Biafra will come. But it is good. That's why the Bible said, I have said before you this day, life and death, good and blessing. But it still say, I advise you to choose life so that you and your generation will live. Meaning, whether you bring, you did not bring, Biafra will come. But it is good you register your name there, so that when we talk about the generals, the great people that did great things during our time, your name will be mentioned. God bless you, Biafrans. God bless you, Ifeanyi the First. God bless you, my Chief of Staff. I thank you so much for being in our midst. And each and every one of us that are in this space. I also cite the Minister of Information. Yeah, Ifeanyi, This your broken record. Please, can you turn it off? Thank you. And God bless you.
Thank you. My Minister of Information, please, you're welcome. You're welcome, my brother. You're welcome.
You know,
you guys don't want us to end this place today. Minister of
I don't
Information.
know.
Nah, our Prime Minister was on program the other day. I was trying to listen to what he was saying. If I in this broken record, keep on distracting what we are what they were saying to throw away China phone.
Thank you. You're welcome, my Minister of Information. I salute you. I salute you. It's because of the works you guys are doing that keep the government moving. Once we are sharing the right narrative there, we are propagating the gospel and selling the government to the people. And thank you for the job that you are doing. You're welcome in our midst. And I cite my brother Mazia Rinze from the BWOC. And I want to extend my greetings to all the BWOC members in this forum. You are all welcome anywhere you find yourself. Thank you so much. And the first, please, take charge from here and bring people to the mic.
Thank you. If you can, I will take charge if you stop attacking my network. If you stop sending your village people to come and attack my network.
Is your B? Is your B? You will beg, you know me.
You know, I don't know what it.
Yeah, the first.
What?
Nobody's attacking you. Nobody's attacking you. They're using 2G network.
I don't know what is funny. I don't know what is funny. Trying to watch Gaddafi quote Bible or thinking that, thinking that anything in this life will make what?
The first. Stop using 2G network. Maybe that advice you get from a madman.
I received it from him. I don't know what is funny. Thinking that anything will make there's no way in hell we will ever negotiate with terrorists. Just like Gaddafi said, it's impossible. A lot of people have died for this freedom to come, and that's the only negotiation that we have on the table. Let Biafra go, period. There's no two ways about it. Biafra must go, and Biafra is here to stay. That's why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will say, what we owe to the dead outweigh that which we owe to the living. In other words, a lot of people have died, and we have crossed when we have paid so many price to go back. What are we going to negotiate? Will it bring back the life of the people that we've lost? It's not even an option. Nobody's even thinking about that. We were last night when we were discussing. Our own mouthpiece was saying, she was talking about the principle of Biafrans, which we live, which is live and let live. And I mentioned that that's usually the part that the Fulani understands. They like to hear that because they want you to be peaceful while they are raping your women and children. But I told them, the thing that they don't understand about that phrase, about our life and how we live our life, is that on the other side of that, he says, live and let live. And if you decide that I'm not going to live, then we all die in the process. And that's exactly the motto that I have adopted. And that's the motto that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of this great movement, and our prime minister has adopted. We are not living. And if you say that we are not going to be free people, we're going to be slaves in our own land, everything will burn. And that's just it. That's spirit. There is no negotiation without Biafra. Biafra must be on the table. So we're not even discussing negotiation. So they can, I know when I saw what our prime minister wrote, I was just laughing because I knew, just like our brother, I believe it was Mr. Snow, he was just mentioning what we need to get Biafra. I feel that was Expo. He's telling Biafra, this is what we need, and Biafra will be here. And I'm sure that we are heading towards that direction. So my brothers and sisters, never relent, don't lose hope. Continue to fight. continue to persevere. We are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And in no distant time, Biafra will be an independent nation, and there's literally nothing anybody can do about it. I want to extend my congratulations to our own Miss Orabueze, and we say Chukwuka Abiyama will strengthen you and give you the courage to stand tall, in the face of our enemies, and continue to show the world that in Biafra, our women rules. Thank you. Minister of Information, you have the mic. He may be in the other room. The Minister of Information, are you available?
If he's not there, Minister of Information, if you're not there,
He may be in the other
unmute
room.
yourself as we wait for the Minister of Information to come to the mic. Mazia Rinze, are you there? Unmute yourself.
Okay. Yes, I'm here. Is my voice coming out clear?
Loud and clear.
Yes, go ahead.
All right. Thank you very much, my brother Mazi Fanwara. Thank you, the first. Thank you, everybody here, the ministers from the Biafra Republic government in exile. I greet everybody. I respect you all, the host, the co-host, the speakers, the listeners, friends of BIAFRANS, lovers of freedom, men and women of goodwill all over the world that have gathered for this program today. I respect you all, and I'm still loyal. My name remains Mazari Zechuku, and today's topic is worth discussing, because these evil politicians, these wicked men, they have been trying.
Mazarinze, go ahead. Ugochukwu, somebody muted everybody.
No, it was not me.
Go ahead. Okay, go ahead, Mazi Arinze.
All right. I said that Nigerian government, the saboteurs, the evil politicians, they have been looking for a way to stop Biafra. They have been looking for a way to stop the frontline agitators like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Simon Ekpa. But one thing they do not understand is that they think that we Biafrans, we behave like the same people that claim that they are Nigerians. Just like when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu always tell us that what makes us different from animal is the ability of reasoning. I could remember vividly when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said to Nigerian government, if you want to stop me, if you want me to stop this thing that I'm doing, if you want to stop Biafra, bring that thing in Asarok out to speak on live television, live camera, to address Nigerians in a simple language called Fufude. That person in Asarok is not Buhari. And these people went and kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And all the charges they gave to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they removed that very simple fact, which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stakes his life, stakes the agitation they want to stop, stakes everything that they have been fighting for. My question remains, what stops Nigerian government from using that very simple something, since they want to stop Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, since they want to stop Biafra, since they want to kill everybody that is talking about Biafra? Why did they refuse to bring Jubri out from Asarok to address Nigeria with a Fufude language, just to prove Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wrong, so that everything will come to an end? And when you watch what is going on now, you see all these saboteurs jumping up from one place to another like a monkey. People in the persons like Ifeanyi Uba, Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, I don't know who give him barrister, Benjamin Madubugo, and all these DOS fighting to stop Simon Ekpa. The question remains, you people claim to love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, right? Yes. You want to stop Mazi Simon Ekpa? Yes. Why are you people not fighting to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu first, so he can be able to stop Mazi Simon Ekpa? Nobody is asking that question. The Nigerian government has said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is innocent. Mazi Simon Ekpa is the problem. You people are fighting how to stop Mazi Simon Ekpa. You people who have been claiming that Mazi Simon Ekpa is not working for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, we agree. Why are you people still holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? You people think that we are fools. You people think that we are animals like you. You people think that we live in the zoo like you. No, we are human beings. Our heads are correct. If you want to negotiate with Mazi Simon Ekpa, free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you want to stop Biafra, free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And to their greatest surprise, that we have crossed the road, that Rubicon, a road, a place of no return. Even Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now at this stage, Biafra is now bigger than anybody. Biafra is bigger than Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We now have a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And if you watch what is going on in the southeast, the Biafran government, it is what is the only legitimate government functioning from now. And that is what have given us the respect, that is what have given us the dignity, that is what have given us the power, that even the governor of Imo State have run away from Imo State. Who is chasing him? Is Biafra that is chasing him. He is out of the land because the land can no longer contain him. He have no other power or authority over Imo State. And that is what is going on. That is why they are still holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because they know that even if they release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today, it is too late for them. But they have no option because we are coming for them. They think that this thing that is happening in the southeast is only going to end in the southeast. We are just waiting for time. When the time comes, even those that is running to hide in Abuja will never be a safe place for them, because we are everywhere. We are everywhere in the whole world. There is no safe place for anybody. It's either you give us Biafra today, you release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu peacefully, then we go, we exit peacefully. But if you want war, if you want problem, we have been there before. The story that my father told me is a story that I will never forget. This is a story that took lives of 3.5 million people. Am I better than them? I went to a protest from Aba to Asaba. I went to a protest from Asaba to Onitsha. I know many of my colleagues that died in my own presence. Today I'm still alive talking. Where are they today? Are you going to wake them up to negotiate? Are you going to wake all those people that you have killed because of Biafra to negotiate? That is impossible. The room for negotiation is over. The only negotiation that we accept is the negotiation of a Biafra referendum. The only negotiation we can listen to is when our leader is freed as a free man. Then we can begin to talk about negotiation on how we can exit peacefully. Anything outside from this is a no-no. And Biafra must come, whether the zoo like it or not. The Biafra that we are fighting for is not Nigerian government that is holding it. It is in our own hand. That is the people's mind. That is the people's will. We have decided to take it, and we are going to take it anyhow we see it, by piece, by pieces. And we are ready. We are no longer afraid of death. You sent the Fulani herdsmen to kill our people. Did we all die at the same time? The answer is no. So what manner of death are you going to bring to us to scare us away? We are ready, more prepared than 67 to 70. So anybody talking about negotiation of how to stop Biafra, you are still dreaming. Our PM is a man on the mirror that we all are looking up to. He have cut off all communication of any kind from anyone. Before you talk with him about Biafra, how to stop Biafra, without releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are your own. You will explain tired. You will explain tired. Release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, then and talk about negotiation on how Biafra will exit Nigeria peacefully. Just for peace to reign, for those that want peace. But for us Biafrans, we are good to go anyhow they want it. Mazi Faimora, thank you very much. I don't want to take much of the time, and I'm very, very much glad to be in the midst of all the Biafran ministers that are serving the great people of Biafra in Biafra Republic government in exile. I remain humble and I remain humble to do whatever thing that Biafra requested me to do as a servant of Biafra. Thank you very much. I
Thank
remain
you.
blessed.
Thank you, Chineke.
Thank you. Yeah, but the first, that's something he reminded me. Mazia is at the closing of your speech, at the closing remark, you said, they go explain there that this guy, a mechanic, somebody bought a Belgian vehicle and he take it to the mechanic, they asked him to change the oil. And he was in a haste to go to his shop. He dropped the vehicle there and went to his office. By the time he came back in the evening, he already called his friend to his house in the evening that they will be drinking a lot of drinks. They will be celebrating that he bought a new vehicle. Only for him to go there and he didn't see his vehicle. And the people told him to go to the police station. That's where his vehicle is. When he get to that place, the mechanic that they asked to change oil, change ordinary oil. He take the vehicle to go and test run it. You know, new motor now, so everybody wants to drive it. He went and had an accident. Not just that he had a scratch, he condemned that vehicle beyond repair. And nothing happened to the mechanic. So that mechanic was in the police explaining. He didn't know how to explain it to the owner. That the vehicle, that the engine is okay, everything is okay, just change the oil. What do you want to test run? Do you want to test run to know whether the oil have settled in the engine or something? And you went and destroyed somebody's vehicle. That is exactly what these people are doing with Mazi Simon Ekpa. They have destroyed a lot of things and they are now in the explanation period. And they go explain and explain and explain and explain and they go explain tire. Thank you, my brother, for that wonderful submission of yours. May Elohim continue to bless you. Thank you so much. The first. And Biafra, our Minister of Information, you are welcome back.
Ndewo to all BIAFRANS. I salute all of you. I salute all the ministers in the house. I salute all the haters of Biafra and the lovers of Biafra and those that helps the Biafran mandate to go far. You know, if you don't attack us, if you don't blackmail us, if you don't create some propaganda against Biafra, you are not helping this Biafra awareness to go very far. So please, don't hesitate to intensify your efforts on blackmailing Biafra, on blackmailing and creating propaganda against Biafran people, especially our PM, the face of the agitation now. Remember to always create a propaganda against our PM, because the more you do it, the more the Biafra awareness gets more. I thank the media team for being on and on 247. You guys are the engine house of this Biafran government in exile, who is making sure the world know and understand that 1966 to 70 propaganda and leaflets circulated by Premium Times of London and BBC of UK, who helped the entire world to demean the massacre and the genocide of the Biafran people, meted upon them by UK and America, Russia, Europe, and the capitalists who had actually been Nigeria. You guys have made them to understand that it is not the same of old, that in this present age, we have been able to make a difference, and we are going to do more. So kudos to the media team for standing tall 247. We no longer lament and we no longer cry. We no longer write petitions and we no longer call on people to come and help us. We no longer just show videos of how they massacre our women and children. We no longer protest, crying left, right, and center. We no longer just write. No, we no longer just do expose. We no longer just sit on the media. But what we do now is that we have taken a stand of flushing out anything that comes to kill our women and children and rape. We have been provoked enough and over-provoked. That is why Biafra land is no-go area to the terrorists that are invading the entirety of one Nigeria. And we are not going to stop. It doesn't matter the genocidal tendencies which they cannot even carry out anymore in Biafra land. It doesn't matter what the blackmail and propaganda is. They go explain, tire. What we are going to do is that as you are explaining and as you are thinking of the next line of explanation, we will be giving you topic. So our defense mechanism will intensify, our allegiances will intensify, and everything on the table will increase day in, day out to make sure Biafra is restored. So if you are amongst the foot soldiers that are being sent to Biafra land to come and test light or test run your brain, before you head down to Biafra land, please remember to write your will. If you still have some remnants in your family that can still bear your name. Because when you come to Biafra land, your remains becomes bush meat to anything we find in the bush, also becomes manures to some of the grasses and reptiles that are available inside Biafran forest. We will continue to destroy the enemies of Biafra because if we do not destroy the enemies of Biafra, they will come to destroy us. So first and foremost, we need to make sure we destroy the enemies of Biafra so that our women and children will not be destroyed. So that we don't just come back and then start telling you how many people they massacre in our communities. No, we no longer lament and we no longer complain. We no longer write petitions to One Nigeria or to UK or America or UN to come and help us. No, that time has come and gone. Biafran people has taken their stand. The Fulani errand boys in Biafra land, we no longer tell you that you are killing our women and children anymore. What we do is that we come bomber to bomber and give you in the same moment and even in higher momentum compared to what you did to our women and children. Signing documents and having meeting in the name of Southeast Governors Forum or rubbish, where it encompasses of the pastors and bishops, governors, senators, traditional rulers, House of Assembly members, senators, ministers, anything serving the interests of one Nigeria in Biafra land. All of you are on the red list, and we are telling you that we are not going back because a pregnant woman with her mother-in-law was burnt inside the house in Izombe, and that was hopeless Usodima's handwork. And then the lady went inside after she had tried all her best with a baby inside the womb to bring and crawl herself outside. She now had to rush back to go and see if she can bring out the mother-in-law, who was an aged woman who could not come out from inside the fire that was burning in the house. What was the crime of burning the women inside the house? No crime. But because one Nigeria and the Heran boys that we have wants to please the Fulani so that they can be able to be promoted to the next position in power. You have to bring down foot soldiers to burn women and children, pregnant women, old woman, a grandmother inside the house, who can never carry knife, who can never carry machete, who can never even kill a goat, who has never in her life touched AK-47. You guys had to do what? Massifying your side is cracking. Mute your microphone because you're disturbing us. Change this your 2G network. Massifying, change your 2G network. Okay. So, sorry about that. We must continue. You know, one Nigeria, the best they can do is to attack and destroy what we are doing. And massifying is not sick. Massifying is okay. Like some other people that will say, I am sick. My waist is paining me. My head is paining me. Massifying, he said it's not paining him. He's very, very okay. Now only in 2G network. So he's not going to take medication. He's very okay. Okay, as I was saying, Hopeless Uzodimma brought army to come and burn our women in the house. And the pregnant woman had to go back to go and bring out the mother-in-law. She succeeded. And the mother-in-law had fire burns all over her body. And she, the pregnant woman with baby inside the womb, had the same fire burnt. And then she was in excruciating pains for weeks in the hospital. At the end of the day, she could not hold it anymore. She died with the baby inside the womb, also died. What was that? That was the handiwork of Hopeless Uzodimma in Izombe. A lot of you may have forgotten. So when you see us talking about internal conflict now, we no longer lament. And the criminals and errand boys in one Nigeria, especially in Biafra land, they will get it hotter till the day Biafra is restored. So just prepare to collect your own Holy Communion. When they serve you your own Holy Communion, collect it in good faith. Because when you burned a pregnant woman inside the house, you did not think and remember that if that were to be your wife, if that were to be your mother, if that were to be your daughter, if that were to be your siblings, that it would have been a sacrilege to burn them inside the house in broad daylight, not at night. It was not carried out at night. It was in broad daylight. So we don't forget. The debt that we owe to those that have been massacred outweighs me that is alive. So it is when we remember and think of what you have done to the ones that have been massacred and gone, that is what sparkles the rage in us. You may look at our faces, especially the face of our PM, and then you will see that his face looks very gentle and very kind and mild. Oh, when you understand the rage that is burning inside of us, you will understand what it means to be a Biafran. You don't understand what it means to be a Biafran. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was battered, beaten. Women urinated upon him just because he speak the truth and he speak Biafra. And that did not stop him from bringing Radio Biafra to Biafra land. And that did not stop him from standing for Biafra. And that did not stop him from making sure Biafra continued to this very day. And that will not stop him at this very time that he is behind bars. His messages are coming with boldness, encouragement, giving you the courage to continue the fire. That has not stopped him, even as he is dying in his health. So the people that goes in and comes out writing all propaganda leaflet had started right from 1966 to 70s during the genocide. Britain concocted it, and they helped them to circulate that leaflet with helicopter, with a chopper that was going around Biafra land. They were circulating the propaganda leaflet. So we are used to all this. That is why we tell our people, even as history was erased from our curriculum in schools, try to talk to aged people that understands a bit of what happened in the 66, because I learned mine from my father who fought the war. So learn more from people so that you understand what happened. So propaganda leaflet did not start today. It started in that time of the war. When you heard that many states were created, you should ask yourself, how could states be created in the midst of war, in the midst of a genocide? You used to hear of Calabar. Calabar and Akwa Ibom people were one people. So they had to dissect them into two at that time so that it will now create this divide and conquer, divide and rule, the tactics of being able to, you will now see yourself as an enemy of the other one coming to take the resources of this one here. When all of you are fighting for freedom, that is when they want to create new states in the midst of genocide. And then you now hear of Port Harcourt, you now hear of Delta, you now hear of Bayelsa, you now hear of here, you hear of this, you hear of that. Why? Because they saw the strength in us. So they decided to divide so that they can use it as a weak point, as a shrinking measure to be able to defeat us and to divide. Thank God that this youth of today has made a difference. The media is in our hands today, so we have to make use of it to the letter. I appreciate you guys. I said I appreciate you guys for all you guys are doing. So please, if you want to come and negotiate, please, just meet up the mandate, because they are very, very simple. We are only asking for, is it 3 fighter jets? Is it how many RPG, GM? Is it how many armor tankers that we ask? These things are just minor things now. The money that you people pay to Fulani terrorists to kidnap people can afford this thing over and over and over again. Just give us some of these things, and then you will not see us talk about Biafra again. When you give us these things, we wouldn't talk about Biafra again. We will just shut up. Masina Mikano will not even say anything about Biafra again, because he will know that you have given us what we demanded. Why is Cross River Calabar Port not working? Why is Anambra not viable? Why is Ikwacha not viable? Mazifani, you are unmuted. Oh, mute yourself, because your 2G network don't start again. Your 2G network don't start again. Oh, Mazifani.
Nah,
Mute yourself. Oh.
The first, the cause of.
Okay. Why is Ikwacha Seaport not working? Why are all the other good places that would have made everything to be viable and useful and employ all the youth in Biafra land not working? Why must it be only Lagos, that all of us will go down to Lagos? Please, we are asking you guys, please. Meeting our demands are very simple. Stop sending people to Finland, because our PM will not talk to them. Just follow and listen to the simple instructions that he gave. We even gave you invitation to come down to Finland for the convention, which would have been a great opportunity to have a handshake with our PM. And instead of you guys to embrace the opportunity, you guys decided to go and use another Efulefu called Okoli in Finland. Give him money, now use him to come and try to come in. Now, I am making a very sound warning to all of you who claim to be IPOB, but you are part and parcel of a WIC, World Igbo Congress, because we know many of you. We know many of you, and we are waiting for the day you people will use your mouth to confess. You are in IPOB, and then you are part and parcel of World Igbo Congress. World Igbo Congress that plotted the kidnap of Mazi Simon Ekpa during the election of 2023. Why? Because they want obedient to be president. A Yamufu massacre was ongoing, and then we were having meeting, planning of how to defend Biafra land, how to get more ammunition, how to expunge the terrorists in Biafra land. But all you could see was to see World Igbo Congress had a roundtable talk. They were telling you, oh, we have mapped out a plan of what to do to Simon Ekpa, and we are not going to make it public. But you were already saying it in the public, and the video was there. And you thought that this present youth of Biafra of today are so silly and lily-livered and fickle-minded and uneducated that they cannot read through the lines when you say something. So if you are claiming to be part of us, and then you are still a member of World Igbo Congress, understand that you are a saboteur in the making. And when we pick you, we will shred you into pieces. It's even better when you know an enemy that is standing afar off, and then you know how to aim, than the one that have claimed to be your bodyguard. The day you will unveil him, what will happen to him or her, he no go believe him. So this one a message to people where they claim say that they're part of us, but they are working with World Igbo Congress. Because before something enter inside room, go chop crayfish, person where they inside go give them root. Go explain the root and crannies to go inside the house to know where the basket where crayfish they inside there. So without somebody inside the house giving you the explanation of where the basket of crayfish there, you no go know where to go. If you enter inside the room for the first time, you will just be looking like a novice. But when you already have a clue of where the basket is, because you have been told by an insider, you will know where to go directly. So, make una watch, oh. We know you guys. And the day PM go speak now, and I go say, "In don't speak." Okay. So, money is one important thing that we need. And that is why when these people say they want to negotiate with our PM gave them options that start from the beginning and ends with money, because they have to use money to buy those things. So where am I going? We need money to buy more weapons to kill more of the terrorists that are coming to kill BIAFRANS. We are not hiding our mouth anymore because we are in liberation mode. In liberation mode, you kill anything that comes to kill your women and children. You don't sit back to see somebody coming to kill your wife, kill your girlfriend, kill your husband, kill your concubines, kill your children, kill your family, kill your mother, kill your father, kill your friend, kill your neighbors, kill your relations, and then you are now smiling with the person and romancing with the person. Then you are the biggest fool of this time. What you do is that you fight your enemy to the letter first before you now come back to look at who is smiling. No. This time, we need money than ever to buy more guns and bullets. So we are calling on all Biafrans to remember that it is not only when there is fundraising that you remember where the website is. At your leisure time, you can make use of cryptocurrency transfer. Cryptocurrency transfer effects from $5, $10 upward. Whichever one that you have, BTC, USDT, you can pop in. All these payment options are available on the website, the Biafran Gov website, IPOB in USA website. You go there, you see all the options. You make use of Zelle, you make use of Cash App, you make use of Visa card payment, you make use of PayPal. Please and please make use of these means for us to be able to buy more guns and bullets. And the official fundraising comes up on Saturday. Also, remember our Finland self-referendum convention. Convention is different from a referendum because in this present age, we have too many itiboribos. The itiboribos and the idiotus, they are increasing each and every day. That is why you will open your mouth and say convention. And then you started a statement by saying self-referendum convention. But the itiboribos will now decide to exclude the convention and only pick referendum. And that is what they will use to be doing broadcasts, sitting down on the media from morning to night. Then you look at them and ask, how did MNK get in touch with these morons? But you know what? As they are wasting their time since morning to talk tonight about the convention, they are creating awareness. That is why I said, if you are on the part of propaganda and blackmail, attacking Biafran Republic government in exile, attacking Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, attacking our PM and all the cabinet and whatever they are doing, please intensify your effort, because the way you are doing it, it helps to create more awareness. There is a video we just posted some minutes ago. When you check the comment section, you will understand that Biafrans understand who is fighting for their freedom. And all they are telling you is, you go explain, tire. You go explain, tire. You go explain, tire. Because when they see propaganda coming against the government, they understand and tell you, you go explain, tire. Continue to explain. And as you're explaining, you're helping the awareness to go far and far. So please, if you're on that side, continue your massive awareness, because I appreciate it when I see them. So I encourage Biafrans, when you see anybody doing propaganda and blackmail against Biafran Republic government in exile, turning a convention to a referendum, help them to share the video, because they are creating awareness. It helps the people that are watching to see how stupid they are and how foolish, and the womb that they came out. Then you still come to ask yourself, was the womb that gave birth to this idiot as foolish as he is like this? Because you can't see a statement and then you decide to cut off some part of it, then use some of them in isolation. You're no more using it in context anymore. You're using it in isolation. Then you're reading a different meaning to it. then you expect the audience that are listening to you to reason with you in that moronic way. So we are telling Biafrans and whoever is listening to understand that we are going for a convention. Some of you that attend the Orthodox churches or even the new churches that they have now brought in, they used to go for convention. When they go for convention, what do? They say they are going to do deliverance. And there is no deliverance of any kind. But what we are going to do, we are even going to deliver many of you, because our own deliverance is spiritual. It is called Biafra deliverance. So come to Finland for the convention. The deliverance we are going to give you is to open the brain box that you have. We will remove the brain cell that have idiot and then put reasoning faculty for you to understand what it means to fight for freedom. Freedom is not given. Freedom is taken. All the European countries and the American and the British countries and the Asians that you find yourself, they did not give them their freedom on the table. No, they fought for it. They fought in cold blood. And when you now go to those places, you see that democracy is speaking, you see that freedom is speaking, then you scatter your legs. And then you want to enjoy from beginning to the end. When you hear of Biafra, you snub because you don't have hope of restoring a land of your own. You want to toil, you want to continue to live in another man's land as a youth, and then you die as a pauper. You don't even have a land, you don't even have a home to call your own in Biafra land. When you come back, Fulani terrorists have massacred your women and children, taken over your land, and then you now be going to look for where to rent and live as a tenant. Isn't that so foolish of you? If the people that have the country in the West, where you find yourself, were that silly, will you have that America? Will you have that Europe? Will you have that Britain? Will you have that Russia? Will you have that Austria? Will you have that China? Will you have that Indonesia? Will you have that Singapore to see and call a place of where human life is of importance to stay? Will you call it a place where there is freedom of movement, freedom of speech, or freedom for you to express your views? No, you wouldn't have it. But people had to fight with their blood, with their generations, with their money, with their family, and with their comfort. ESN and Biafran Liberation Army are in the bushes, sleeping side by side with reptiles. They are sleeping side by side with erosion. They are sleeping side by side with the leaves and everything dark inside the bushes. They are not thinking of the warm embrace of their women. They are not thinking of the warm embrace of their men. They are not thinking of the warm embrace of their concubines. They are not thinking of the warm embrace of their girlfriends. But what they are thinking of is what? The freedom of the Biafran people. Same applies to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is behind bars not because he was caught raping any woman, not because he was caught raping any child, not because he was caught cutting off the head of anyone, not because he was caught kidnapping anybody, not because he was caught invading a community, not because he was caught embezzling Nigerian money to any place, not because he had been in power of authority for years and all the money that was allotted to him to develop a particular place was used for his family or personal use. No, not because he had acted in like manner as Wandume, who has raped women and children, desolated communities, and then the communities now sleeps in IDP camp. And when few of them were able to capture Wandume, take him to the police, what happened? The police single-handedly picked out Wandume from their hands. They took him and they gave him a preferential treatment on the order of the presidency. While the people that took Wandume to police, which their mothers and sisters and children have been raped and massacred, they were locked up in detention. Up to today, you don't know their whereabouts. But Wandume is working as a free man because it is all about Fulani terrorists. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not behind bars because he committed any crime, but he is behind bars because he wants all of you to be free. He is paying the big sacrifice for everyone in one Nigeria to be free. From 1960 to 70s, from 70s to this very day, we have not seen anything different or anything peculiar about Nigeria. Our parents have been, our mothers have been, our grandparents have been, and they have gone. And when we came, what we heard from the mouth is that Nigeria will be better someday. but they have stayed and then died and gone. And the betterment they had hoped for had not come in their own time. Over 60 years. So it is not in your own time that the miracle is going to happen in the name of Nigeria. Nigeria is gone for good. And the earlier you wake up and understand it and embrace it, the better for you, because you have only one solution, and that solution is Biafra. Biafra will not be achieved if there is no money on the table. Biafra will not be achieved if there are no strategies implemented. Ojukwu used 95% of his money and his father's wealth to harness Biafra. And take, for example, and reason a bit. He was the governor of the Eastern region. So he was already in charge of the Eastern region. So he had control of the Eastern region. So redeclaring or declaring Biafra or the sovereignty of Biafra was very easy for him, because he was already in the Eastern region, were already in control of their territory. Then look at the achievement that he made. Now, compare and contrast that to what is happening now, that for the past 60 years, the Biafran people have not been in control of their territory. The Biafran Republic government in exile has just been established and not up to a year yet. And then we are in total control. I want you to reason and then think of something. We are in exile. And then you now have volunteer army that are standing shoulder to shoulder to defend Biafra land. Just when you do peep, and then they are ready. So this is the difference you should understand, and see that you have achieved a lot with the coming of our PM and with the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has opened the eyes of everybody, and it has done what? Cleared the air for everyone to understand that it is time for Biafra to be actualized. So when you think front, think back, think middle, think left, think right, and understand how far your efforts will propel the Biafran Republic government in exile to achieve Biafra. We need all hands to be on deck, and we are calling on all those that have preferred to stand on defense for years. Remember that when you stand on defense for years, a time will come when you will say, let me come down from defense, and it will be too late. So why don't you come down from defense and join your hands now? In South Korea, in Kuwait, and many other countries, those that did not partake in their freedom, financially, socially, otherwise, physically, mentally, logistically, and all ramifications. May not forgive also if we don't speak the English well. English is not our language. Our language now the one where we grow come here, our papa and mama they speak from us. This one where they give us now slavery language, now they carry on give us. So whichever way we speak them, make una pardon us. Okay. So they brought all these things to be able to deceive us and to deviate us from focus, because we had a culture, we had a life, we had a religion, and then we had a way of life. But for them to be able to deceive us, they had to come with something. So people that did not partake in their freedom in other countries are treated as foreigners. So we need to remind our people who wants to sit on the fence and wait until when Biafra is restored, then they will come and claim glory, that you will be treated as a foreigner in your own land. You will not have the same privileges and rights as those that stood their ground to fight from beginning to the very end. So think twice and remember that nobody will give you your freedom. You have to fight for it and get it. Except you don't want your children to be alive. Except you don't want the ones that you have raised in another man's country to have a home to go back to. Except you don't want the women and children that you leave back home to be alive. You want them to be massacred. So you will now overlook and then forget about what is happening back home. And then you will just continue in your miserable another man's country that you find yourself. Because that man's country that you are can never save you. That document is given to you on a condition that you have stayed there for some years and made a condition before they give you. And on that same condition, when you violate it someday, they will take that document from you. But can they take your own document of your own indigenous land from you? No, nobody can take it from you. As I am now, nobody can take my right as a Biafran from me as a Biafran. But in a country where I find myself, the resident permit that I have can be taken away from me someday if I fault the law of the country. The acquired passport that we may have in one country or another, with the conditions attached to it, can be taken away from you anytime. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped with another man's country passport, and those countries who gave him the passport cannot defend him because they have all been sold out. So the passport we carry does not guarantee our safety. It doesn't guarantee where we are tomorrow. What guarantees your existence is your freedom. So we must fight for this freedom, and we must continue. So follow Uno Road and support our PM, because he is the face of the agitation. Now, the earlier you understand this and believe it and take it to be part and parcel of you, the better you make the work easy for him. When you call Mazi Simon Ekpa's name, that is where you see the torchlight flashing to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you don't touch Mazi Simon Ekpa's name, if you don't call his name, there is no how the light will flash to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. When MNK was kidnapped, all the lawyers and the criminals working with him, all they wanted is quench the fire, allow him to die there, allow him to stay there, let the agitation be quelled for the next 5 years like they did before in 2015. Until when he comes back, everybody's spirit must have died off. And then when MNK comes out, you will now come and call Ifeanyi, you will now come and call the first, you will now come and call Okochukwu, you will now come and call Venchukwu, you will now come and call True Survivor, you now come and call a university. You now call Ngozi. You now call a Arinze. You now call a Gaddafi. You call Onyemeka. You call Emeka. You call 247. You call Ugo. You will call James. You call Rumo. You call Sonny. You call Uchechi. I will tell you, Mazi, you've been gone for too long. We could not wait for over 5 years. So we just had to make do with the available lives. We just had to continue life, waiting until you come out. No. This has been the plan. So that when you lock MNK in, you lock off everything and every avenue for us to continue to fight. But surprisingly, the prayer that he prayed when he was in Israel, that God should give him just one man that will stand in when he is taken out, because God had shown him how the template is going to be. That a time will come that he will be taken out again after he was taken out in 2015. And that he will need someone to replace him and stand in for him so that Biafra will be restored. It takes a John the Baptist to be available, and then it takes a finisher to now come to finish the work of John the Baptist, which he had already prepared the way. So the finisher is here now. And what do we need to do? Mother of Jesus said, if you call yourselves his followers, do as he commands you. Just follow the instructions, because he knows what he is doing. So follow the instructions of our PM, because he is not just a PM. He is not just Simon Ekpa as you hear the name. He is an anointed man for this very cause. Many of you lack the balls. Many of you cannot stand the test of time. Many of you are fickle-minded. Many of you are lily-livered. Many of you are easily bought off with money. When MNK said they will promise you houses in Dubai, they will promise you governorship position, they will promise you a Senate president, they will promise you ministers of FCT, they will promise you a speaker of the National Assembly or House of Assembly, they will promise you the chief whip, they will promise you everything in one Nigeria just for you to betray Biafra. And we have seen it happen. So the appointment of whoever is going on there is not a new thing to us. MNK was not kidnapped without the intuition of our leaders in the East, who proscribed Biafra, who proscribed IPOB as a group. It was our own elders, so-called. Fulani terrorists did not do it from Abuja. Fulani terrorist leaders do not live with us in our communities. They do not know us to our native toilets. Who knows us to our native toilets is who? Our elders that we have in our lands. These are the people that the Fulanis gave us to do what? To come and kill us, not to come and do anything better for us. When you hear of some of them preaching and telling you, continue to pray that freedom will come. Prayer is not what will give you freedom. No. What gives you freedom is your determination. You vote these errand boys into power. And it is not prayer that will give you development. It is not prayer that will build schools for you. It is not prayer that will build industries for you. If all these things were there in place, will you be doing Biafra since 1960? No, we will not be doing it because all these things were not there. It is the errand boys that you voted into power that are supposed to give you university, that are supposed to give you industries. So if they don't do it for you, prayer will not come down from heaven to come and do magic. Even Jesus Christ, when he was here, after he finished praying, he said you should go and put your prayer into work. When he wanted to convert bread and fish to become plenty, to feed thousands, he did not do it with nothing. He had to use something to convert it to become something. So there must be something that you have to do to convert it to become something that will free you and liberate you. All we are telling you guys is that you should stop being foolish and silly and continuing to shout one Nigeria. You should stop being silly and say, let me wait till Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes back. You should stop being myopic and say, oh, this person is not doing well, this person is not doing well. It is the same thing that you people have been saying when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was here. You said, oh, you are just making noise, you're a miscreant, your people are miscreant. And then, what are you doing? What are you doing? He set up ESN. The next thing you say, we need action, we need action. You started saying action, destroying the terrorists that are in Biafra land. He said, no, you form ESN now to use to terrorize people. But you said you needed action. You said you want him to do something. He did something. You are now complaining. The next thing was for you to plan and then kidnap him. Kidnapping him now. Another person is there to come and finish what he started. And you are still angry. What do you guys really want? At first, you people said he is working for one Nigeria. As you people said he was working for Nigeria, he was still destroying the same Nigeria. Now, the same Nigeria is now the people placing bounty on his head that they want him killed. You now go explain, Taya. We must continue. I salute all the ministers in the house and all Biafrans, and I say let the fire continue because MNK must be free. If you want to negotiate with our PM, if you want to stop our PM, just give us some RGP, give us some armor tankers, give us some jet fighters, give us some anti-aircraft repellent so that we can be able to use it to do some clearing, and then we will stop Biafra. This will help us to stop Biafra. Just one day, you give us all these things. We will be very happy. We will pack all of them and go and keep in our houses. We will be using them to snap photos. We'll be using them to do cinema. We'll be using them to do a kind of a very big museum. We will turn it to a souvenir place. People will be coming from America to come and watch what you guys gave us. And we will be very, very happy. So Biafra will now stop there. Ewu, give us all those things. And then we will stop Biafra. Ewu. Now so now one go fight Niger. Now they call on ourselves ECOWAS Nigeria Limited. Now one go fight Niger. When I never fight Biafra and finish. All on our body now inside Biafra land when they turn to manure. Biafra when I never fight finish. And they go fight Niger. Volunteer armies who are standing with everything in their blood, who have seen the brunt of the government they voted into power. Same thing that is happening in one Nigeria, where you see that uranium that costs $220-something per gram, and then France will take the same uranium and then pay Niger only 11. Pay Niger only $11, and then they keep the rest of the money for themselves. For these things has been happening for how many years? The same thing is happening with the oil and gas that is suckled out of our lands in Biafra land, where all these places are not even taken care of. They exploit the place, they destroy the land. You cannot now cultivate any crops. You cannot fish again from the rivers of Biafra land because they have destroyed everything. And then we are now the people that does not even have good water to drink, when God had already given us good water, but it has been contaminated by the people that came to just work for their own interest, to destroy everything. So tell me, how do you expect that this kind of people will continue to suffer from 1900 to this very day? Imagine that Africa was put on a table and then shattered into pieces and shared to the interest of the West.